Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the first ever Academy Showcase, where two NA Academy teams take to the stage for their matchup. Today, we have defending champions TSM Academy. They're going up against Team Liquid Academy. I am So Freak with Kobe, Power of Evil, and Biofrost on the 1-1 CLG LCS team. And
why did Biofrost get the most emphatic announcement for his name?
Because he is the victor of the UV Showdown.
What about me? I'm a supportive teammate.
You are a supportive teammate. Kobe, you're worthwhile as well. So anyway, you guys, of course, have your own perspectives being entrenched in this as pro players. Just kind of want to get your thoughts on this champ select.
Well, Rise and Silas, obviously, like, really two OP picks already, just getting out there.
I wonder if they're going to ban Yuumi. Like, that's a big one because a lot of Academy teams have been playing against Yuumi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been opening it. So, curious to see if TSM Academy opens it.
Well, some people say, like, Leona is a counter pick and just, like, all-inning, like, all the time. But
Sure.
Oh, they banned it.
It's banned anyway.
It's too broken.
It's really strong. It's funny because it's like a 45% win rate solo queue champion, which I know doesn't mean everything, but it's like pretty kind of.
But it's so new.
Well, but it's flattened out. Like it's been 45 like for the last like 4 or 5 trailing days. So people have like kind of stopped getting better at it. Not that it's not a very good champion, obviously. It's just interesting that it's not been taking over solo queue win rate wise. Aurelia, Aatrox's gone. All right, rip most top laners.
How do you feel about the Akali first picks? Oh, yep, never mind. There it is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Akali first picks?
It's just, like, really strong since you can flex it as well to top lane. So it's just, like, I don't know, just a good blind pick.
I was actually
Over
pretty
that.
curious because we see Silas Akali so much. Like, if that was in, how do you feel that matchup goes for mid lane, Silas versus Akali?
I don't know, I actually feel like Silas wins this matchup really hard. And, like, I played this against multiple mid laners in NA and in Korea. And I feel like every time Silas just wins because he
At
just,
all stages?
Mostly, yeah, because it's just like, I think at MSI, the only times I saw Akali win was like once or twice, once by Rookie and once by Caps. And I feel like it's so much harder for Akali to win this matchup because Silas can just like AoE all the time, the minions, it's like, it's so easy to hit spells. You get an Akali ultimate, which is really strong too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I would prefer to be the Silas.
All right, the bottom lane's shaping up with the Xayah for TSM, and we saw the Kai'Sa Galio counter here.
Seems like a typical matchup that I see a lot of times. I think today, Echo Fox played it as well. So, seems pretty standard right now.
But didn't you say like you don't like Kai'Sa Galio?
Very strong duo. Pick it a lot.
Yeah, the highest win rate on that. No, I think Kai'Sa Galio is a really strong combo since you can just like follow up so easy. Like Galio can just ult somewhere, Kai'Sa can follow all the time. Like they can easily check top and mid laner, so it's like it's just a really nice combo, I think.
I have a question for you kind of here, because I feel like Jace is normally supposed to be able to play mid and top, and Akali's supposed to be playing both those roles as well, but we're seeing very much top lane focus bans out of TSM. Like they're just assuming Insanity's playing it, and they're trying to pinch Jenkins. Right, like Ken and Poppy are top laners, like straight up. And so it's kind of interesting because Akali could have always gone there technically.
Well, Jace midlane is like a champion who like doesn't really lose many matchups midlane, but I feel like he doesn't really have good scaling. So it's like a really safe mid laner who like gets outscaled really fast. So if you're really good at snowballing, I think it's like fine. So I think right now they're just like, okay, like there's a chance we maybe put Jace top lane, so we were banning for him. But if for some reason it's like still he gets a bad matchup or something, we can always just put it back to mid lane. So I think they're just like preparing for both situations, and they don't really need mid lane bans for that.
Great. There's Wani over Jarvan with 0 jungle bans the entire game. It's always interesting, right? Seeing what they like want to pick over everything else. They don't have a tank, right? Their top lane is most likely Jace, so they want frontline, but Sedge is their pick.
A lot of people really enjoy having Sejuani with Zyrakan. And I think TL Academy actually likes J4 over Sejuani as well because they have J4 Galio, which is a pretty decent combo.
Need less solo. Rumble?
My god, that TL Academy comp is disgusting.
It's just hard to engage a team
It's
fight.
crazy team fight with all those ults.
And as well, there could actually be Rumble mid lane as well. Like a lot of people start flexing into mid lane, so there could actually be a like double flex as well. So
How much do you consider this? Because it's like your pick right now, right? If this is your draft, how much are you considering that you're versus Akali versus Rumble? Do you just say I have to be able to match up against both, or do you say it's probably Akali here?
Well, best case scenario, you would pick a champion Not like Ozzy, maybe like a Vladimir or something, or like any flex pick that are still open. I think Nico was banned, so Nico would have been a good pick. So like just try to get 2 matchups, they win both of them. And then like you will just like, that's like the best, right?
You just match them.
Yeah, and if you can't, then I guess like something like an Ozzy, which is fine against both, is fine as well.
Would you rather have played Vladimir here if you were the TSM mid laner?
I'm still thinking. I feel like Vladimir would have been fine. Ozzy, I think, is a fine pick as well, since he's really safe. I feel like early game teamfights are gonna be rough for him, but as soon as he has some items, he has so many tanks and engages, it should be really easy for him to like pull out damage from us.
Yeah, Lake and Divas look good. Final thoughts, 10 seconds in the draft.
I'm gonna go with TSM Academy wins, just because I think they're better.
Oh, wow.
What about the draft, though?
Savage.
Who won the draft, though?
TL Academy.
Oh!
Okay, TSM's better, TL drafted better. Exciting, thank you very much. Thank you for your help analysis. Thank you for being on cooldown. And now it's time for the casters. Pastry time and Crumbs, take it away.
Thank you very much, Freak, Kobe, Bifrost, and Power of Evil, as we're gearing up for our final game of Academy this week, Crumbs. TLA versus defending champions TSM Academy.
And we got that pro player Spice out of bio. TSM will win just because they are better. We'll see about that, though, because I think that both these teams, they're so far 1-0, and they are not going to go down without a fight. Team Liquid Academy's composition is so much power in the mid to early game that if they can just pull and execute the plays like they did in their first match 2 days ago, they'll be A-okay.
Yep, certainly have some familiar picks there, running back the J4 and the Galio, I believe, from that last one, right? And we've already seen Rumble be very effective in Academy this week as well. But hard to bet against the defending champion, certainly cannot fault Bifrost there.
And this is the second game for the Azir out of a Blaze Olive. We actually got to chat with him, have a little interview, and ask him, you know, why does he like Azir? And it's a matter of it being a pretty strong pick in team fights that people are not entirely mindful of how much damage he does, because he's been out of flavor for such a long time that it really does happen that when champions are super meta, then suddenly nerfed and forgotten, a lot of people forget their strengths, why they're picked in the first place, and then when you add all the changes to runes such as lethal tempo, then you really start to realize, ooh, I better learn what Azir is doing.
Was good enough for Bjergsen this week in the LCS. Seems good enough for a Blaze Olive to play for a second game in a row, but against Akali could be a tricky one. Insanity, not always known for his more carry-style champions, but clearly is a player that has been around Academy for a while now, willing to bring out the carry every now and then.
And we're going to have a lot more early game power out of Team Liquid just because they have the Jarvan. So that typically means that they would go to the bottom lane to help out Matt, to help out the really aggressive support here, because most of Team Liquid's wins do come off some incredible engages out of Matt.
Yeah, again, it feels like the veterans on this side, Matt and Mike Young, both with LCS experience in their former days, certainly seem to lead a lot of this team as far as the combined efforts and team fight goes, but certainly not to doubt the talent of the younger players either. This is certainly one of the best teams in Academy, although TSM Academy, again, hard to argue with their power, given that they are the defending champions, taking out the perennial winners Cloud9.
And we got a little bit of a pause early on, so these guys are getting the full LCS experience, right? They already know what's it like to be on stage, to have to, shh, you can't talk. And luckily, the game is so early that there's really nothing that has gone out that's going to be nerve-wracking for you to be in a pause situation. In fact, this should just stabilize the jungle routes more, because now you're coming back into the game. You're going to be thinking, well, everybody had some time to chill out. Lanes are probably going to be a lot less aggressive. Looking for a play is not that great, and I believe that we're going to jump right back in there in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, looks like whatever it was, easy to resolve, so we'll get ourselves back into the game ASAP. Certainly, though, this is kind of what we sign up for. We've heard from the Academy teams almost since the inception of the league that the one thing they wanted most was more stage time for their players, and they are getting it, and that does include things like pauses sometimes.
Well, they're also going to have, you know, some occasional crowd cheers as well, which will make a pretty big difference. It does motivate you when you hear that, when you make a big play, when you know the camera's on you. So it's definitely something that I enjoyed as a player, and I think that a lot of players just live for that moment.
Well, the game getting a little rough here in the mid lane for Insanity. Thoran's shield will help out. Blaze Olive getting the early harass down here on Azir and just trying to get that wave pushed in. This is basically every Azir vs Melee matchup since the beginning of Azir.
I mean, Azir just wants to push the wave, farm away, get a few items, and then look to team fight. He's not the guy that wants to have his lane be ganked a bazillion times because he's not going to be able to exploit the laning phase as hard as he can do in a team fight. So a slow start from TSM, and you do have the option of ganking the side lane. So because you've got Sejuani and Jace, when he turns into melee form, you can start proccing that Sejuani 4-stack stun really quick. Lock down Jenkins, get yourself a kill.
And important to note as well that it certainly was a slow and steady game earlier in the week for TSM Academy when they played their first game, but kind of had to be very much a surprise by COG Academy playing Corky Leona Funnel.
And that's that showed that TSM understood the pacing that they had to approach each game. And today, I think that they're showing that exact same pacing. Picking the Azir, it is Academy, so you do get away with a little bit more scaling, and we have a fight in the bottom lane though.
2v2 gonna start out. Tactical already flashing in. Shoyu getting low, but the Ignite is down on Tack, and he's dead. It's Shoyu that grabs the first kill, but Treat's gonna try and finish the job in a 1v2, but the blocks are so good from Matt. There's the knockup, and that's a double kill for the Kaiser.
And Matt and Shoyu just dominate the bottom lane. They even get to crash that mid wave, the bottom wave. All summoners were spent. Matt even has his flash up, which means he's gonna be able to go for a repeat play again. And meanwhile, in the top side, TSM Jenkins, or TL Jenkins does spot out Spica, and then the gank fails. So TL making some really good cross-map plays.
Again, we'll watch how this was all set up. I think TSMA just thought they had it here. Matt starting with the taunt.
Yeah, so the taunt does last a little bit longer than the knockup, and then really good out of Shoyu flashing down, making sure that he doesn't
Oh
get hit by
my
the
goodness.
feathers.
Jenkins on an absolute beast in a 1v2 as Spica look for the regank, and Jenkins just finds the kill onto Brandini and might even make it 2 here.
Ooh, if he just was able to line him up, he might be able to get it.
Spica actually going to try and make it happen. Shield comes back up, but there's the TP in. Brandini able to respawn and try and find something here. Jenkins running in towards the turret. Knows he's dead. He's going to try and buy a few more precious seconds, and at least gives the kill to Spica.
That's a really smart maneuver out of him, making sure that the jungler gets a kill, that no gold is given over to the Jace so that he stays ahead in lane. And I can't wait to see this replay because we're going to get another fight. Jenkins is going to TP here, and Mike Young is going to go for the gank.
Mike Young going to start the wrap around Brandini. No flash, no TP. This could be a disastrous situation for the Jace. Finds a knock up with the flag and drag. Flame Spitter on Jenkins. Lands the first harpoon, and that's a dead top lane. Goodbye, Brandini.
Really good timing out of Mike Young. Wrapping around, knowing that Jace was going to be aggressive, that he was going to look to fight the Rumble, securing that kill, and now that Jace that's supposed to get really far ahead, that ship has sailed, my friend. He's 0-2-0 and looking for a Hex Drinker. Forget about winning the lane. Splitting it is going to be a positive outcome for him.
Yeah, when you die in top lane, never feels good. When you TP in and die again, feels real bad. As Jenkins going to crash the wave, Brandini will start to miss some CS to the turret. And Jace, usually the champion you want to play around in the early game, will not really be an option here for TSM Academy.
And I wish we were going to be able to get a look at that first gank that allowed Jenkins to turn the 1v2 into a kill, because that actually started snowballing that matchup significantly.
The Blaze Olive here, gonna get burnt down by the Rumble ulti though. Nice roam here from Jenkins, translating his top advantage to the mid lane, and does get the summoner out of the Azir.
That's really nice. Very good out of him being able to help out his mid lane. He knows he's not going to go for a dive onto the Jace. There's no dragon fight that's about to happen. So you might as well go down, drop an equalizer, see what you can help your mid lane out.
Did see that Blaze Olive tried to make the play there. Sanity, I believe, was not 6 and did find the scoop there with the ulti, but not enough to get the kill. Rumble there to make sure nothing bad was going to happen. And things will return to a little more normalcy, although certainly a big advantage here for Shoyu as we check down with the bottom lane again. That's a BF sword and 150 gold bounty already for the Kaiser.
To only a long story out of tactical, so the TL bottom lane going to have pressure for pretty much the remainder of this laning phase, barring some crazy play that involves a lot of players down here. So you already have a winning top lane, a winning bottom lane, and a mid lane that continues to receive help from the jungle and the top lane. So everything's looking really good for Team Liquid so far.
Yeah, it feels like Insanity, yes, he's down, maybe 10 CS, but at this point he just wants to survive the lane and then get out and play with the rest of his team, which should be a lot easier given how hard his side lanes are currently winning. 4-1 up in kills for Team Liquid Academy Up about 2,000 gold as FLICKR looking to revisit here. Now 6. Jenkins still no ult. They're going to get knocked up by the Arctic Assault. The stun's going to land from Permafrost. And Brandini going to get some revenge.
And FLICKR didn't even have to use his ultimate out of that one. That play was so free. The Rumble still does not have flash. A repeat gank is available here. They do trade an Ocean Dragon for that, but now the Jace is going to be able to get a lot of plates in the top lane, making up for that early deficit.
Yeah, kind of a trade here. From the top and bottom, MikeYoung also threatening in the bot lane. No ultis here for either Tack or Truth, so MikeYoung going to start things off. Matt going to look for the taunt, finds one onto the support. That's Truth knocked around and killed. Tactical does find the double root, but not enough to save his support.
That's a really good choice from Matt to go for Treats instead of Tactical, knowing that there is a cleanse on the Xayah, that the ultimate was going to be available very soon as well. And let's see how Jenkins maneuvers this. He suspects that FLICKR is in the top part of the map, and Insanity is going to help him make sure that he gets to the lane without getting ganked.
Yeah, right now it seems like Akali getting the lane pushed in a little bit further as we'll watch this bot dive again. Like you said, great target selection here from TLA.
You don't want to get the cleanse. You don't know if those minions were going to hit level 6 for Tactical or if he was able to get a kill and hit 6. So you might as well get your guaranteed kill there. Flash for an Elim, that's worth it.
And these junglers, we kind of expected this. MikeYoung was really the big pressure player for TLA all last spring, and of course Greg was as well for TSM Academy, but now we saw him today playing in the LCS. They brought in FLICKR as kind of a more junior player to move into that role, and yes, we heard from his teammate that he's a great mechanical player, massive solo queue superstar, but still learning the ropes when it comes to how things work here at this level.
Well, a lot of the times at this level, you want to give people enough credit to say, oh, they're not going to fall for my solo queue tricks, but the reality of it is they do. They fall for it every single time, so you need to be just as assertive and as aggressive as you are in your solo queue games in professional play. It's just a matter of finding the right cues and timing where those plays work, because they're not going to fall for it in the exact same way, but you just need to be relentless with it and it will work.
Continuing the advantage here for TLA. TSM doing a nice job stabilizing in a few spots here, getting that kill back and keeping the gold a little more like 2,000 instead of more. MikeYoung though back to the top side, going to clear out a ward, and Brandini knows he's forced to play back here.
And Sejuani is in the bottom side of the map as well, so she gets pinged out. Junglers are splitting the map. But with an Infernal Dragon coming up next, I can't help but wonder that we're going to see a lot more priority in the bottom lane and trying to secure vision so that one of these top laners can teleport and really impact that play.
Yeah, we always talk about Rumble being so good at that first major dragon fight, and Sorkshu's already done that for Jenkins with Haunting Guys and Oleandry is probably not too far away. See if he has it when the Drake does spawn, as Matt and Shoryu continuing to apply pressure already with a finished Stormrazor here for the Kai'Sa. I mean, that's over 1,000 gold ahead for Shoryu at this point.
That's the guaranteed sign for MikeYoung, that he just needs to be in the bottom part of the map. There's no point going anywhere else. The item disparity between a completed Stormrazor is huge.
And now they go again, 3v3 going to start it out, but that's Tactical getting the first go onto Shoryu. Galio forced to ulti away, but it's on the spot. He tried to save his AD, but now he's going to get stunned up by the Sedge. Tag's going to keep coming through. They may look to dive here. Featherstorm out. Tactical able to find 2 kills back.
And the hero that play is Treats. He just used his flash to secure the kill onto Shoryu right away. Yes, there's a Stormrazor completed, and yes, he had a spree, but that doesn't matter when you get CC'd so darn hard from the very start of the play.
And again, Insanity continuing to try and roam up and affect some of these other lanes as the Blaze Olive holds strong there in the mid lane, but again, as you said, Treats goes straight for that engage.
There it is, the flash quickness, immediately deleting the Kai'Sa, and there's no way that Team Liquid can turn this around. Matt, unfortunately, channeling that ultimate to hopefully save his AD carry, but ends up giving his own life instead.
And all of a sudden, a lane that felt kind of tipped well in the favor of Team Liquid. Tactical even that right back up. In fact, I'll double check the gold again. Only 600 up now for Shoryu also.
And that 600 is essentially the pickaxe, even though it's a little bit more. Tactical now has his completed item, and the Essence Reaver is a pretty big spike. It's equivalent to the Stormrazor when it comes to power.
So again, TSM doing a nice job keeping things a bit more even. Team Liquid still up 1,000 gold. But again, as you mentioned, Crumbs, it does feel like this first Infernal is the big objective we'll have to watch for. It's going to be up in a minute or two.
Yeah, both the teams really care about this one. It's going to make a world of difference when it comes to the explosiveness out of these compositions. Jace obviously wanted to poke, same with Azir, and then you've got the Akali and the Rumble who would love all the damage in the world.
Also, Nash is done here for the Azir, and Gunblade not so far away from Insanity. Good tag there with the Shuriken flipped. They're just trying to get the wave pushed in because Drake's coming back up real soon.
And this is the time for top laners to either all in each other and try to get a kill, or wait for the bottom lane to set up a play, set up a TP ward, and then engage onto the dragon. We're going to see Team Liquid start it off right away, and look at that ward in the corridor and the entrance to the blue. That might be where Jenkins teleports, depending on the location where TSM fight.
Brandini trying to keep tabs on the Rumble right now. Much easier for him to cancel a Rumble TP than for Rumble to cancel Jace's TP. They're going to stop. Brandini can't see him. TSM, they're going to remove themselves away. Tree's popping the quickness, but FLICKR instantly going to get taunted up. Then the equalizer down as Brandini. It's a TP late, but the Cataclysm actually going to trap Young, and Matt now dead as well, so damage is just too much from TSM Academy. Flash Q looking for Shoyu. He needs one more auto. A Blazeol zips in there for the last few zaps, and that's a double kill for the mid lane.
The Azir just destroyed that fight, and it looked like Jenkins was going to be able to find a flank, but they immediately turned onto the Rumble, forcing him to flash away, making that fight such a cluster of just abilities back and forth. But in the end, it was a decisiveness out of TSM that ends up winning. They start the Baron that Team Liquid left half HP, they finish it, and they're able to then walk away with all the kills.
Equalizing. Drake still take the Infernal there as Insanity at least get some plates back for himself.
So let's take a look at how this happened, because the Rumble teleports happen on the controller. They don't even know this is going on. And they immediately turn and use the quickness. Galley tries to make a really nice play with a good equalizer, but then Azir is completely left untouched. This man has lethal tempo. The second he gets some damage off, his DPS goes through the roof. Remember that Azir is soldier scale with attack speed, so when he can reach thresholds of over 2.5 attack speed, he's basically breaking the game with damage.
And it's kind of what it looked like in that last team fight. Now it's TSM that are up, although it's under 1,000 gold, but given all the pressure that Liquid were exerting early, impressive to see TSM kind of move that balance right back.
I think the only thing I would have liked to see out of Team Liquid there is just a different location out of the teleport. You don't have Rumble be a flanking teleport. This is not a Maokai. You want him to be with the team so that he can lay down an equalizer nice and easily from a distance. That's his strength.
Too bold of a Rift Herald start here, perhaps for Team Liquid Academy. Rest of TSM Academy are roaming down. Mack can look for the engagement, can't find the taunt. Speaker looking for the re-engages. Trees again going to pop the quickness straight into 3. Finds 2 for the charm plus knockover. Shoyu able to take out the Rakan on the other side. TSM still fighting through the Joker's Insanity is so far deep under Brandini. He'll be the next kill as Tactical now fighting it out of Jenkins, and I thought TSM Academy had it, but Tactical's going to be flame spitted down. No, he's not able to get out of there, and so many people died in that exchange.
That fight was so close because Jenkins actually got the ultimate of a dream this time around, laying down the red carpet, and not a single member even thought about walking away from that. They all committed to fighting on top of an equalizer, a level 1 equalizer, mind you, so he could have been even stronger for this fight. Take a look at this. Watch what Jenkins does with his ultimate. Yes, Rakan gets a great engage, but right before he gets knocked up, Azir dashes right into it, and the fight continues to happen in this little corridor. There is way too much damage, too much AoE damage between Akali, Kaisa, and the Rumble, and Spica finally finds his ultimate at the end of the fight, but it's already a little bit too late.
Tactical, though, can only get out by fighting, so does do so. Able to grab himself a triple kill, I believe, at the end of it. But already 21 kills in 16 minutes. Very fast-paced game as the gold is going to even back up. TSM, though, back to the objective. They want the Rift Herald this time.
We're about to get another fight, possibly. There it is. Akali's teleporting. They're not giving the Wiz away for free.
Going to finish the Herald, but at what cost here? It's actually going to be close. Who grabbed it? Not sure. Speaker, I think, has to get on top of it because I believe TSM Academy, yes, did get the last hit, but Team Liquid will guard the eye. Treats is like, okay, I can get this. Pops the quickness, looks for the eye, didn't get on top of it, finally grabs it, zips out the Tactical, and back to Speaker. Easy pickup.
What a bold move out of Treats, knowing exactly what his champion can and cannot do, knowing that he had Flash, worst comes to worst there, but at least securing that Rift Herald. Not going to be able to use it for some plays, but it's still a great objective considering the pace of this game is you win a fight, you can pop a Herald and get maybe 2 towers.
Yep, there's a still first brick on the table for either side. Brandini going to start the push off here in the bottom lane.
Still first brick, and we got 21 kills.
Kills first, Crumbs. Objectives come after. You and I both started around the same time. You know that's how they used to play.
It shows why Academy teams are actually really good practice for a lot of these LCS teams. They are more willing to fight than our pro teams, and the more fights you take, it's essentially doing reps at the gym. The better you are going to be at taking all these really tight and difficult situations that you have to maneuver with mechanics. So I like it. I personally am a big fan of seeing these games, especially this early on in this season.
Well, that is the Tower Gold going over to TSM Academy. Brandini able to collect the bottom outer turret for himself. He's going to boost the gold lead back barely in favor of TSM Academy. I think we're just going to wait for that next objective fight. Probably not going to take too long. Let the mountain up in a few minutes.
Yeah, that next one's going to be huge because the mountain is going to dictate that the team that has it will control the Baron side of the map. With Azir, you can obviously melt it, and with Kai'Sa, you can do the same. Even without that Mountain Dragon, it's just that when you have it, you can drop a control ward and sneak it in a matter of 10, 15 seconds, depending on how many people you have there.
Also worth noting that second items are starting to come through for a lot of these carries. You can see Shoyu getting close, almost has the Rage Blade ready, and Tactical has actually finished his rapid fire cannon now. Big bounty on the Zaya's head, 5, 1, and 4, worth 500 bonus gold.
And that's a Zaya that started dying in lane, giving first blood, getting 2-0'd, with Shoryu coming back with a huge item discrepancy. So TSM really being able to turn things around when things look the most grim.
No vision here though for TLA, means that TSM Academy able to take down this Mountain Drake for themselves. Like you said, those carries melt through the objectives pretty quickly, but that does leave TLA now playing to the top side, trying to get some vision around Baron, which will spawn in about 50 seconds. And also letting Jenkins push up here to the top side. It's just a lot of smart trading right now for Team Liquid Academy.
Oh, that's a big, big trade to give away, though, losing that mountain. But a fight in the mid lane.
One Tactical, they can see the bounty, but the Featherstorm is out. The Galliot will not connect, but the taunt is good. That's a shutdown. Matt collects the bounty.
Yeah, Shoryu or Tactical, unfortunately, the same thing that happened to Shoryu in the bottom lane happened to him. The support engaging way too fast, and even the cleanse is not going to save him when you're in that position.
Yep, did have ult, did have cleanse, but did not have flash. So Tactical cannot escape. Team Liquid Academy do take the mid outer turret, so now they're actually ahead in structures, and they've bounced the gold lead back to almost 2,000 ahead.
That was really good out of Mike Young finding this pick. Let's take a look at how he does it. He doesn't land the knockup, instead chooses to immediately turn it into the ultimate, and then the Galliot comes along. I believe that there is a tiny frame where Zaya can ultimate on Jarvan's jump with his ult, and you can walk out of it and position yourself outside of the Cataclysm, but because Mike Young did it so quickly, there was just no chance for Tactical to do that.
Yep, did what he could, but still taken out at the end of the day. And all of a sudden, the gold swings continue. It's Insanity now finished 2 items actually quite quickly. Had the Gunblade just a moment ago, and now he's the one with a bounty and a Void Staff completed. Looking at 1v1 here, perhaps first Brandini.
And these bounties are more like buffs that you pass around in solo queue. One person has it, they get killed, somebody else takes it, and it just keeps going around and around and around until the game is over, which is great because we get so much action. 22 kills already. We're still at over a kill a minute.
Maybe make it 23. Brandini gonna try and get out of here. Mike Young looking for the dive. Good flash followed, finds the knockup, and there's a Shuriken flip follow. Perfect execution by Insanity.
Comboing the E with the knockup, guaranteeing that he does not need to burn flash with the kill, but an engage onto Matt, and he immediately buffers it.
Nice Justice Punch gets out of there as Speaker did throw out the ulti. TSM did at least trade for the objective, so they'll take the mid outer turret for themselves, and Azir will put up the Sun Disc, but still worthwhile there for TLA. Looks like Insanity will stay and take the turret to make sure that his team stays in the objective lead.
Ooh, you got pings into the Baron. There are control wards, and this Akali does not have teleport. It's gonna burn.
It's a nice start here. They are gonna go for it. Remember, they've got the Infernal and that Mountain. Equalize it down, get him off the Baron. Tactical now caught out of position, just dead to Mike Young. Really nice ult there from Jenkins.
He didn't even burn the ult. He just died right away, and now Team Liquid is going to start that Baron and put FLICKR in the position that his play is to steal.
Blaze Olive going to try and get some poke over the wall, but Matt going to try and shut that all down. Mike Young over the top. He'll look to try and get a few more kills first. Matt going to knock up Treats. Treats going to try and dance away. He's low, but he's not dead yet. Jenkins, Flash Q able to flame him down as Brandini going to get jumped on by Insanity. Over the top he goes. fan to angle over the wall, but still gets shut down as Jace just guns down Akali.
That's a really big kill from Brandini, but I think that Team Liquid overcommitted chasing that. There was an opportunity for them to continue and maybe try to take down that Baron, because you've got a Kai'Sa with a Ginsu's Rage Blade already. That's a lot of damage to high HP targets. Instead, we're going to reset, and Baron will live to see another day.
If this was a movie, Crumbs, I think the tagline would be no hesitation. Everyone
No
is going
break,
in.
only fight.
Speed 5. All right. So again, they could have just stayed on the Baron here, but Team Liquid saying, no, we got a much better plan.
They didn't even want to try to use Matt to taunt Sejuani and hopefully stop a Baron steal. Instead, it was a complete commitment to turn. And you can look at this in the replay and say, oh, okay, maybe the right call was to complete, or maybe the right call was to turn. But the point that I want to make is that Team Liquid's all 5 members are making the exact same play, which is great. The fact that somebody can say, this is what we're doing, and everybody follows is a really good sign for the plays to come.
All right, well, don't think the action will slow down anytime soon. We've got Infernal Drake coming up as the next one in under 2 minutes. And Baron's still up, and clearly either team is willing to start it very quickly, given where we are.
There is only one team that will do it in a matter of under 15 seconds, and that is TSM with that Mountain Dragon. They still have control. They've got 6 control wards that they can drop here. Actually 5, they just used 1. And with the Scuttler, it gives them complete priority here. They need to get mid lane shoved out before they start looking otherwise. But a Blaze Olive and Spica can 2-man this dragon.
See where they do want to go here as the team moves into mid lane to get the wave pushing first. Brandini trying to find some poke, but TSM Academy deciding that they want the Drake first. Looks like TL don't want to give it away for free, though.
TSM used all their vision in the Baron side of the map, so this dragon fight is probably not well for them. They have only 1 ward, and it's a control ward inside the pit. Mike Young is flanking, too.
Yeah, again, they start off the Drake, but immediately have to back off. They can't see anyone from TLA right now as Shoyu just pops back in view in mid lane. I mean, maybe it's a steal here for Mike Young. The Dragon actually going to leech back here as the Redemption goes down. TSM Academy deciding it's too dangerous, but TL swooping to try and steal the objective. Going to be a 50-50. Speaker able to find the smite.
And what looked like to be TSM conceding the objective, going into complete fog of war for that objective. They walk away, just getting it with a nice little steal out of Spica. So the superior smite allows them to get away with that movement, which is really impressive considering that they had no wards and they did not lose the vision at Baron because Team Liquid did not clear it. So they've got away with murder here.
Now going to reset, go buy up and move towards item number 3 there for Tactical, who's got 2 pieces of the Infinity Edge already done. And again, even though Team Liquid are ahead in gold by a few thousand, kind of bounced out by the double Infernal Mountain Drake on the TSM Academy side.
Those are some really filthy dragons to go up against, considering that you have an Azir and a Jace that are just going to get so much value out of that one. And now Blaze Olive has a Banshee's Veil, which is going to be really powerful when you're up against this team because there's almost no spell that will reach a Blaze Olive to proc the Banshees before the fight begins. So he's almost certainly going to have that active during a team fight, making him that much harder to take out. Only somebody like Mike Young or Shoryu or even Matt using his Q is going to be able to proc that, and it's going to be always up to a Blaze Olive to just not be in range of that. It's not like an Ezreal Q that can find its way onto anybody.
And that's the thing, Azir generally wants to stay soldier's length away from whoever he's hitting. As Team Liquid continuing to push up the lanes, try and regain priority over the midsection so they can go back and clear out this vision. Control ward in the brush was seen by Jenkins, but not taken out just yet. Scry's Bloom going to get popped. Speed trying over to TLA though. Speaker will find his control ward and slap it down. Not yet, actually favoring the push in mid. Does feel like both teams are staying very tightly grouped together. Nobody wants to lose a team fight that starts when someone else is in a side lane.
The fights are so explosive that going to a side lane and trying to TP in is too much time. And now TSM is going to go back into the Baron, clear out the vision, and then try to set up. They use that tower in the mid lane to make sure that TL is always pushed out. That's a bit of a little bug. And look at that. That's the 2-man over the wall. We were just talking about this.
So sneaky here from TSM Academy. Control ward down, not seen despite the speed try. TLA may have to start to wonder, wait, why can we only see 3 of them? Sun dish down, the Redemption will spot it, but Speaker has Smite. Not going to get it taken away. Is able to smite it down, and TSM Academy able to steal the objective, but Tactical caught in the Cataclysm is forced to flash out, but the Equalizer down is almost going to tag him. Emperor's Divide plus the Sejuani ult just to cover the retreat, and TSM Academy get away with it.
And that's the play we said was possible because of the Mountain Dragon. TL is now looking back, wondering why did we not contest Mountain? Why did we allow TSM to have this play in the book? Because a few more seconds and they would have made it on time. They would have been able to stop that play. Now TSM has a 5-man Baron with a very strong siege composition against a minimal wave clear Team Liquid comp. This is exactly where TSM wants to be.
And for a game that has bounced back and forth, kind of handing the gold lead off like a fumbled football, this is really TSM Academy's chance to burst through the door and get a huge lead for themselves in gold.
Well, they've got quite a few turrets to go for still. Having only taken 2, you still have the tier 1 into the top lane, which looks like one of the lanes that they're going to prioritize. And splitting up in 3 lanes is definitely the right approach here because there's so much available and you still have the teleport out of Brandini. Let's see what TL does to answer this, because as a hard engage composition, I want to see them look for some creative engages here. You've got Rumble, you've got Jarvan and Galio. There's a lot you can do.
But you do have to find something here, and it has to be quick, whatever it is. That top outer turret was pretty much dead regardless, so TLA know to give that one away, and that is the turret that evens the gold back up. Now a matter of how much more TSM Academy can get.
So the play would be going for tactical. It already worked with Mike Young engaging onto the Xayah when she did not have flash. If they can pull that off again, Jarvan and Galio, they might be able to find the engage. But Jace is now up to group. He just shoved the wave bottom lane. And with that Baron and with that siege, it is a good choice here to make sure that the engage never happens. It is minimizing the risk of losing an engage.
You can see again, TSM Academy putting vision down, trying to siege it up, but Mike Young just at the tippy top of your screen is fancying a flank. I think Matt's going to start the ulti off as well. Tactical going to go airborne. There's Matt down. The equalizer's good, but the Featherstorm was up. Tactical, he's going to get Dunkaroon. He's still not dead, but Mike Young finally able to finish off the kill. But it plays all. Emperor divides them all back around to show you he's able to finish off the last remaining health. Brandini now taunted up. It's all of TSM's carries going to fall down. Brandini will at least get a double, but TLA find that engage.
And I love that they identified how they were going to win the fight against the Baron up TSM. It was flanking from a different angle and engaging onto Xayah. It worked beautifully from them, and Jenkins played it even better using that Zhonya's and the ultimate to make sure he dished out as much damage as possible. But in another engage, this is 2v3 though, and that's not a lot of damage.
Yeah, just Sejuani beside Treats there on the Rakan. So they can again use the Baron minions to help push them away and at least not lose any more structures, but structures will be back to even. Gold is now still ahead, although only by a bit there for TLA. And Ocean Drake also not a bad prize to collect after a really well set up fight.
Absolutely not. Making that Baron play one of the weaker ones so far, only up of 1,500 gold. But the engage is really all about Mike Young and Matt in the backline. So he combos onto Xayah right away. She doesn't use her ultimate yet. Uses it to dodge out of the Galio knockup, which is fine, but you're still doomed. The rest of TSM collapses, and the Sejuani ultimate connects on Insanity, but the damage has already been done. The Xayah was taken now, Azir got almost 100-0 there, and Jace is not the champion that's going to just completely demolish the team fight. He needs cooldowns.
Yeah. Tough stuff there. Brandini, I mean, happy to get a few kills here and there, but really need to keep these carries alive. Again, great job from TLA finding such creative angles. And that Ocean Drake is still up for the taking as Baron has now dropped off the TSM Academy.
See, one of the options is, yes, you have to keep your carries alive, but you should also be playing man-to-man coverage. What I mean by that is, the Sejuani, her job is find Jarvan and make sure that he does not engage. The Jace, find Rumble and make sure he doesn't get a good equalizer. The Azir, the same thing for Akali. They're going to find the Rumble and just pop him right away, though.
My goodness! Tactical does a lot of damage with 3.5 items now completed. Treats with the combo able to pick one up onto Jenkins, and they'll keep pushing here. Brandini even roaming down to the bottom half of the map to try and do more damage.
No Barons here, so this push is not going to be too scary, and they're not going to be able to threaten an inhibitor tower here because it's only for minions.
Yeah, TL know they have to back, so they do pull Insanity back. Speaker and a Blaze Olive also here, but Minion Wave is dead. That's going to call off the siege until the next wave swoops in, but TSM Academy are committing here.
Look at Mike. He's hiding once again. No one's watching for him. They might be waiting for Jenkins because he's up in 12 seconds. They're trying to ping away where he might TP. All right, Mike, you're in a ward. Make sure you clear that first, though.
Yeah, Speaker is walking through the enemy base. Perhaps not recommended, but as Mike Young does clear the control ward. Treat's actually trying to cover for Tactical, who thought about recalling in that brush, but TSM Academy will walk back a little further and try and find a bit more safety.
Yeah, they have to recognize the way that Team Liquid wants to take these fights, and they want to punish the members that don't have Flash. I think a Blaze Olive would be a better target here now, since Daya does not have her Flash, unless you can obviously burn her Flash at the same time that you engage. You just want to trap them inside the Cataclysm. That's really your end goal here, because you have so much AoE, crowd control, and damage.
Well, looks like both major buffs will be spawning up in the next few minutes. Baron is almost back up, and Elder Dragon will be the one to spawn whenever that rolls around. So we're back to dancing on the left-hand side of the map. TSM Academy did a great job of sneaking that Baron away before, and again, they've added another Drake, although not one that does damage to Baron, unfortunately for them. So TL can't sleep for too long here around the objective.
I'm not sure if TSM is going to be able to get away with another Baron
I don't
sneak,
think so.
but they could definitely do a Baron rush, which they have the damage
Baron
to
blitz?
do so. Yeah, they can do it really fast, and Team Liquid is just dancing around the mid lane still.
Wanted to maybe find a pick first. No one owning the speed train because the Scuttle Curve isn't up. Speaker looking for the ult. Almost clips Insanity, but Mike going to re-engage again. Here's Galio into the pit. The Equalizer is good once again. They're going to dance back in, but Blaze Olive puts the turret up, and Speaker, popping the Stone Blade, is just so tanky. Insanity trying to find the execution, goes into stasis. The Speaker is zoning everyone else away, but Brandini will slay Insanity, and now the rest of Team Liquid Academy have to run. Sejuani going to find the next kill, and that's 2 clean ones for TSM.
They take down 2 members, and that's the immediate turn onto the Baron. Not a single one goes down. This is going to be another 5-man Baron push out of TSM, and that all started with a really ambitious engage out of both sides.
Well, again, and Blaze Olive actually did go back to help Hellfire concerns, excuse me, but still more than enough damage and not nearly any threat from TLA. Will give TSM Academy Baron number 2.
And this began with Speaker going onto Insanity right away. So he Qs in, shoots the ultimate, but he uses his E right away. And Rakan gets counter-engaged on by Matt, but because he uses the taunt to engage against Streets, he doesn't have the taunt when he lands in. So there's no way that anybody can follow up in here. The damage and the crowd control has already been spent. And with Azir dropping his own tower, it's just too difficult for them to continue the dive. So it was a really good response out of TSM, and kind of a heat of the moment move out of Team Liquid. I don't think there was a good way for them to salvage that one, considering the positioning.
I think watching back, you can just see how big of a difference it is when someone from TLA finds a flank burst, a front-to-back fight. Is speaking of Speaker, already finding a gauge on the backside. Insanity going to get hammered down by Brandini. The Equalizer going to try and zone Truth away. Tactical, force the Featherstorm. Still low, going to blink back in. Blaze Olive, though, gets the ulti to try and buy a bit more time. And able to save the AD is Brandini. Finds a wraparound there on a Jenkins.
And I think that's going to be it for TSM. They're going straight down the mid lane. The spawn timers are over 30 seconds. This is surely going to be the game.
Brandini busy trying to hunt for Jenkins. Not going to spot him on the way, but again, TSM Academy straight down the middle, able to break it. There's the TP in from Brandini to celebrate the victory. And it's an awfully bloody game, but TSM Academy going to come out on top.
37 kills in 35 minutes.
Woo!
This is a great game. 2 games of Azir for a Blaze Olive, their first game on stage here. I think they must be ecstatic here, because you usually talk about scrims being a lot less, or a lot more engaging and action-packed, and LCS stage being the opposite. I think we just found the team that does not care about that and will play how they practice at all stages of their gameplay.
Last time TSM Academy were on this stage, they won a championship. Happy to be back before another playoffs here. So shake hands with Team Liquid Academy. Very well fought. I mean, that bot lane looked like it was going well. Mike Young continuing to path well and work with Matt in those team fights, but we just kind of found that one flank, and that was about it. TSM Academy, as soon as that mistake happened, they didn't really make it again in the subsequent team fights.
And I think the lesson here is a bit of a higher priority on those dragons. When they're mountains, when they're infernals, you just can't afford to give these objectives up, because they translate into Baron plays that just were not possible, that you have to have 10, 15 seconds of foresight before responding to these plays. And sometimes, at least in the current meta, you just can't afford that because you have to base, and just basing might cost you the entire game to set up the vision for a play like that.
Yep, I think in both instances, teams were clearly very willing to fight for those objectives. It just felt like TSM Academy maneuvered the early game a little bit better, just when it came to things on the map. Like, mechanically, everyone was playing well.
Yeah, they definitely were. But your individual mechanics also have to pay attention to the spells that your teammates use in the middle of a fight, which is just the next level and the next layer of difficulty when being a pro player. Because that fight in the mid lane, the fact that Matt used the taunt initially meant that when he landed in, nobody could follow up, making it really difficult. And something that you never expect, because every time that Galio pops up, you think, okay, he's going to taunt everybody, it's going to be a big fight. That wasn't the case, and I think that threw a big wrench in Team Liquid's plans.
Well, with all that, let's send it down to Ovally for an interview with TSM Academy's Canadian support.
Thanks, guys. Treats, congratulations. And will you do just a quick little spin for me? Just really fast, just really fast. Oh my gosh, it's Treats in the flesh. No cardboard this time. He is here, and he won the game for TSM Academy. I want to ask you, what was it like finally playing on stage?
It's obviously super nice. The visa problems were stressful for me, and Cardboard did a great job in the finals, but I'm happy to be here.
Do you think that this experience is going to help you deal with any pressure throughout the rest of the split?
I think so, for sure, yeah. Like, what I went through is obviously like really hard for me, and I'm just really happy to be able to be here with my teammates, and hopefully we can have a great playoffs this split as well.
And you guys are coming back as the Academy champions from Spring Split, so what makes you think that you could pull it off again in summer?
I mean, we're just really confident in our coach and in all of our players, and we just trust each other. And we all go for the same call, like just straight in, just like fight whenever we want to fight. We're just all on the same page, and it's really fun to play, yeah.
Well, Treats, thank you so much, and wishing you the best of the luck with the rest of your Academy season. And for everyone else, that is it for us here today. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Second game of this new Clutch Gaming roster. And now we've got C9 themselves hoping to keep that winning streak going. Home for 2-0. Look at another knockup in for the Rex side. Can they get the first kill? First blood comes in for Cody's son. Looking to maybe find a big root. Niski showing up. He's trying to take down Cody's son by himself. Just right back in the solo kill in the bot lane.
Win, boys. I got the constant here. We win. Kill Pike. Pike is dead. I got him. I got him. Don't worry.
Not getting the mark just yet. Here goes Someday. He's able to find the knockup onto Doka. That's going to be your initiation at 100 Thieves. Will immediately find two.
Hit it. Holy shit, how do we win?
Golden Gamers is gonna be a thing, isn't it?
It really is.
The re-engages Viper. Some damage coming in, but they're going to force back the Jarvan. And that's a nice wall. They might have it. No! He had teleport!
Yeah, there's gonna be some good warm-up games for my solo queue games later tonight.
Running it out of Jenkins, and I thought TSM Academy had it, but Tactical's going to be flame spit it down. No, he's not. Yerksen, ulti pop to keep him alive. Resurrection's going to come through. CLG needs to time the CD right in the chains of corruption.
We can go. Yep. We can
Going to be in some trouble now. Thrown up into the air. Going to be beaten down. Solo gets himself a return kill, though.
Sure. I got him.
Can I call it?
Kai's on the mission. Look at Collie. Collie's free. We got everyone.
Let's win, right?
Echo Fox will take down the